I didn't expect to see some Fabled action today. We also have Ice Barriers and... is that Nekroz? Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. You know, I should have naturally suspected when you have cards in your deck that say add 3, discard 2, that players would eventually look to the good old Fable monsters. It's kind of like free fodder to kind of like reverse engineer some fun little combos for you to work with. Also, you know, triple Fable Dury is just the best fiend smith combo in the world. So not only do you get to do Sacred Beast shenanigans within this deck, I can also cheese out, you know, a full Fiendsmith combo, and on, you know, this. Seems like a free build to me. So I don't know, man, like, maybe this is a strategy that you want to consider. Maybe there is something a little bit more fun out there that maybe, you know, is actually worth your time to test, because, I don't know, Fabled seems kind of fun, honestly. Next up, we have Ice Barriers, and yes, we have General Ryo up front and center here, but also, we have triple Synchro Emergency in here. So depending on how I open up... So, first of all, congratulations to Ice Barrier for figuring out, what if I take Synchro Emergency and we slap it on into this bad boy and we get access to, you know, actually play the game. Shit, I didn't think about that, honestly, because this was a card I never thought I'd look at in Ice Barrier and go, okay, so we can make a Synchro jump into something relevant here and be able to try to control the opponent, because it's kind of what it's looking like here. You do have some really funny interactions that obviously, you know, you could try to jump off of with this to be able to set up, but that's okay. Control, that is the name of the game here. And as core, and, you know, as true as it is, General Ryo is one of the best control cards we got. Next up, we have Necroz. Pick your selection of 10 ritual monsters that you choose to play to defend your honor in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I will say, we are doing some interesting things here, because we have the Dogmatica Lawbringer in here. And what, if there's something special, something for the extra deck, and this is in the hand, we get special summon, on special summon from the hand, you can have each player send a monster from their extra deck to the graveyard. I, too, love having the ability to chuck out the Herald of the Arclight and be able to turn this into a searcher. It's the kind of cool stuff that the OCG gets to do that the TCG is no longer allowed to do, because we were abusing this card as a level 4, you know, Omni Negate. Been there, seen that. They're also using the Bahamut Shark in the Totally Awesome. We'll never be able to play this deck, because we just have all of the best cards that you need banned. Sad, sad day, man. That's really cool. Next up is Blitzclick. There's been a lot of innovation happening behind the scenes with this deck. A lot of players are really trying to figure out, you know, with what tools that we have available, you know, how can we make this deck work? What if we build in Maximus and the Nadir Servant package? You know, we're already losing access to our extra deck the minute that you click into one of these monsters. All right, like, having a Maximus on the field just ensures that, you know, maybe I can rip a couple of extra little things away from the opponent. Maybe suddenly, you know, I'm going to have a little bit more control to kind of work with. Okay, I kind of see you. Then, of course, well, this deck is actually playing the Retro Light. This is the thing that literally says things that were not summoned this turn are going to have a bad time. But at the same time, things that are summoned this turn, though, are not going to have a bad time. So I guess this is a card that you're just going to use to gradually, like, check your opponent in their control aspects and be able to kind of get some advantage that way. Next up here, we have Elf Note. Now, Elf Note has become, I think, one of the strongest meta decks in the OCG. I'm not going to sit here and point the finger that they have some particular reason whatsoever that this deck might be working out, but, you know, I can suspect that there's going to be a couple of reasons that this deck is doing a little bit well. I also do see that we have access to Armades in here, which, if we've learned anything, Armades is an exceptionally broken card when it comes to these lists. Also, Solemn Accusation in the side deck is good. The Terminus Portal to get into the Chaos Extermination. All of these cards are exceedingly good. Also, you know, having access to the engraver to set up the Necro equip to get you the free advantage, to also set you into the Wave King High Kaiser. These are all wonderful cards, man, and they're all extremely good. Next up, we actually do have Radiant Typhoon shenanigans for you. Now, Radiant Typhoon as a whole, I mean, you have one Featherstorm. If you've been noticing, I mean, a lot of these lists are not even really going like too crazy for it, but I do see that we are side decking the Hysteric Sime to be able to, you know, I guess go search for the Harpy's Featherstorm. Have we really gotten to the point now that the OCG has to make concessions to play something like the Hysteric Sime, use the MST to pop this, and then go search for the Harpy's Featherstorm? I guess that's the case. Does that just make this a combo deck now, when you have to explore options to fix this, to be able to get things set up? I don't know, but also your Super Poly's putting in 9,000 miles here. Look at the wide toolbox of cards that you're now kind of forced to play here to be able to eliminate those problematic cards from your opponent. Yeah, that's just the signs that the meta is actually delivering to us. Next up here, we are going to have Heroes? Gem Knights? Tier Elements? I guess this is just a old showcasing of, you know, what we could do if Brilliant Fusion was more accessible to us. And I think that's a very fair showcasing, because, you know, a lot of people want this card to come back. Kit Galos, even if it was to come back in its current incarnation, I don't think would really... I don't think you're going to destroy the meta in the way that you're kind of expecting. I think that people are going to look at this and they're going to go, wow, you know, like milling a lot of cards is very broken. I mean, sure, it can be, but you're not going to make things really unbearable for the current game. Like, I think if we just kind of relax here and let the meta kind of do its thing, it would be interesting. Next up here, we do get to see some S-Force action. I'm telling you, the OCG has absolutely loved having access to the Dark Magical Curtain to bridge into the Witch of the Black Forest, to have this be a starter for the deck. Like, it really has proven itself time and time again. Now, in terms of your S-Force monster lineup, your dedication to old monsters is actually kind of low. I think, honestly, having this be as consistent as, you know, that you kind of got going on here, that's kind of nice. I do see that you're only playing a couple of... You're just doing one of each of the S-Force monsters in the extra deck. While they are extremely powerful cards, like, you do not want them bulking down too much of the extra deck. You also don't have a reason to go too crazy with these monsters. Like, one of each is just good enough. Your extra deck's already jam-packed with generic good stuff cards, you know. Next up here, we do get to see Rescue Ace with the Gatling Ogre. It's in any number of face-down cards in your spell and trap guard zone of the graveyard to ping your opponent for 800 damage for each. Also, your opponent takes no damage from non-fiend monster effects for the rest of his turn. You can only use the effect of Gatling Ogre thrice per turn. Oh, so this gives me a win condition. So all of these back row cards that I set up against my opponent, if they don't actually try to engage the game, or, you know, they're giving me a hard time, I can just Gatling Ogre win the game by sending them and then looping them back into the deck and then spinning them back out with the Turbulence. That's absolutely funny and yet comically absurd. I don't know who wanted to give, you know, Rescue Ace the ability to make use of their back row, but I mean, sure enough, I guess we got some little tools in here to actually kind of consider and work with. So, okay, definitely didn't have that on my bingo sheet. And we also do get to see the Utopic Giga pile. So remember, you're playing an Exceed-based deck. You know, your goal is to be able to kind of turbo through some of the big play lines, set up those big boss monsters, and, you know, you'll basically be good to go with what you need. I do see we are doing the hyper rank up in here. Everything that this deck wants to do just feels kind of nice for the end board. I do also see we do have the Pot of the Sloth down here. Being able to bring this in to, you know, find you some key cards is actually going to be kind of nice, honestly. So, little toolbox options are always quite welcoming, actually. So what do you guys think about everything? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.